What's up guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be doing some rune crafting, so we're going to get started. I haven't done any elemental raids, so it's going to be just a typical dungeon runes, so swift, will, and violent. It's a fairly sort of equal amount this time, maybe just slightly in favor of swift. We're going to keep this one. This is a legend, even though it's a 5-star, it is a legend rune. So I think it's still worth to try and see the first couple whether it goes into speed. I would only keep for 5-star runes. Generally speaking, I would only continue upgrading it if each upgrade goes into speed. As soon as I miss one, the potential speed it can be is a bit too low. Well, it will be a bit too low. All right, this one's pretty good. We'll keep that. Also, just a general announcement. I have set up a Discord channel, mostly for my stream, but I mean it's relevant for. Oh, I might keep this one. It's still relevant for YouTubers as well, or YouTube viewers. So what I'll do is mostly I'll be posting stream updates and just general news stuff. I'll probably post things like any come to us stuff summoning stone rotations, patch notes, stuff like that in there as well. I'm sure a lot of streamers do that, so it's nothing unusual, but I'll be doing that. Mostly it's there to mostly for the people that watch my streams, so that they know when I'm streaming, or if I'm running late or something like that, I can announce it there. That way it's yeah, so that there's a easier way to find what's happening rather than having to visit the Twitch channel to check out the live feed. Alright, we're gonna keep this only because it's a legend swift, so it's worth reappraising. I think for me, slot. Oh, we can keep that. This one could be a 20 speed. For slot 1, 3, and 5 runes, typically I would only recommend you to keep try to reappraise it if you're buying reappraisal stones. If you're not buying them and you're free to play, unless you know that slot is an easy upgrade, right? I would generally not reappraise them. Oh, this one's got a speed there, and it's legend, so we can keep that anyway, regardless. So yeah, for free-to-play players who only you can only get 3 at a time from farming, I would recommend that you try to save them for slot 4 and 6. Generally speaking, I wouldn't bother with slot 2 unless it's something like a violent rune. I feel like slot 2s are generally a lot easier to obtain. So I would try to save them for 4 and 6, which are generally considered more rare. Okay, let's do another rune type. And also, just going back to the Discord, the link will be in the description. The invite, it's open to everyone. Oh, unfortunate. This one is not a main stat. That's unfortunate. All those substats were really good too. That's just the pain of flat stats, unfortunately. Alright, so yeah, I personally probably won't be speaking a lot in the Discord. As I said, it's mainly there for the the stream news. Plus, if you are subscribed to my Twitch channel, you can use the emotes in other Discords. Like for anyone who uses Discord a lot, they talk a lot in other chats with their friends or whatever. You can use any of the emotes from my channel. As long as you're in that Twitch channel, it will sync it to your Twitch account, or as long as you're connected. By the way, you have to connect your Twitch to your Discord, right? And then you'll be able to use any subscriber emotes. I've only got 2 emotes at the moment. I'm waiting for my 3rd one to be made. It is unlocked. So I just need to. I'm just waiting for the artist to draw it for me. We can keep this. It's got this actually got pretty good stats all around, even though it's a 5-star. And hopefully I'll be able to unlock the 4th emote soon. We'll see. Okay. Now this video actually is a bit like I don't normally do rune crafting this early. Normally I would do it the day before rune removal, which would have been in like a couple of days, right? But I decided to do it a bit early because reappraisal packs now they'll now come out pretty much like the Friday before rune removal, right? At least that's what's happened in the past couple of months, and I think it's just going to be a continued trend. Okay, we can keep this. This is not a bad rune. So rather than, because I do stream. Actually, I can keep this. This one could be 18. I do stream on my Fridays, right? So I decided instead of using time to record everything, which would take a really long time, like recording rune crafting and reappraising would take quite a while. So I'll record rune crafting early, and then for stream, I'll do reappraisals on stream. Okay, and that's pretty much it for the announcements that I can think of right now. Maybe I'll think of some further down the track, but anyway, this rune is actually okay. I'm gonna go for like a 24% HP roll, because if I can get that, that would be pretty good for a tanky unit. Things like Rune would like that sort of rune. I think even my Huadam may need like a better slot one. I can't remember. But yeah, any tanky units wouldn't mind that sort of rune, even though it's blue. But for blue runes, I have a lot higher expectations. I would need it to max roll basically. That rune wouldn't have been a bad starter Sierra rune, by the way. I want to keep this only because of the speed. Because that HP rune had max attack and max accuracy, both which is good for Sierra. But I think my Sierra rune's a lot better, so I didn't bother. Oh, this has got some good tanky stats, so I'm gonna keep this. And I mean, it's also a legend rune as well. And because I do buy rune appraisal packs, so I don't mind using some of them on slot 1, 3, and 5. Obviously, unless I get a main stat rune, but I haven't gotten a main stat rune worth reappraising for a very long time, or ever. Not since this patch anyway, or since the rune appraisal patch. I guess we can keep this one. Also, I think my rune pieces are starting to recover a bit. I don't know if people watched from before, but there was a time where I spammed a lot of elemental raids, and my surplus of rune pieces just plummeted. It went my surplus normally would end with about 2,000 rune pieces. Actually, this got speed in it. Okay. Actually, no. Oops. I thought it was a slot 6. It was a slot 2. I'll sell that later on. That I wasn't meant to keep it. I misread it. But yeah, after doing the elemental raids and spamming fight runes and all those, it dropped down to about 700 surplus. Last month I did, actually not last month, I think a couple of weeks ago, I did some more rune crafting on stream, and it ended up with a bit more. I think it was close to 1,000, so it's gone up a little bit. So it just goes to show just how expensive the elemental rune crafting is. Even though they say okay, they did drop the elemental price, the elemental crystal price, but it doesn't change the real cost of that rune, which is like just costs the same amount of rune pieces, and we don't get like enough rune pieces anyway, in my opinion. Right? I think we barely get enough to say sustain ourselves just from like crafting dungeon stuff. So I hope they'll fix that. Like, it's been a while. I feel like they should have like realized it by now, but maybe not enough people have complained about it yet. But I think we're gonna end up with roughly the same, like about 1,000 spare rune pieces. You might think, okay, I mean, it's still we can keep this. It's got speed on it. I mean, I still got quite a good surplus of them, and like I'm not hurting for it, but it just means I can't actually really afford to craft that many new runes, right? So they didn't make it any easier, and I think that's very disappointing. No, I don't really want that. I try not to keep that many 5-star runes anymore. Even 6-star blues, I very seldom keep. I only keep it if it's got like a max speed roll or max crit roll. I sometimes keep, depending on what kind of rune it is. But that's why you probably have noticed at the start of the video that I had a lot of mana. It was like an all-time high of like 92 million or something. It's mostly because I don't really keep very many runes. I think that it just depends on where you're at the game. So for me, I already got quite a lot of like core runes already, and I would say the majority of people watching probably aren't at that stage yet. Like they still need some decent runes. Oh, okay, we can keep that. That's good. This is potentially a very OP Sierra rune, and I would like that. Oh, another one with speed. Only because it's legend. So yeah, as you get like enough runes that you have extras already and that aren't really being used, on your units, you can start to get a bit more picky when it happens. All right, I'm gonna keep this only because it's a slot 6 and it's got max speed. Hero, not bad, and the substats are pretty good. Like it's got HP as well, and the accuracy is not too bad for like a unit that would use defense like Varad. Okay, switch to this one. Okay, got quite a lot of purples. Now, as for I probably should mention. I think I usually mention this like every now and then, but for rune types that you craft, generally speaking, I think Swift, Violent, and Will are the best universal runes. Right? Everyone can make use of them. You can never have too many of them. I'm gonna keep this. Actually, Resistance Slot 6 is actually starting to get more popular now, but you'll probably only keep them if. I mean, you would definitely keep a legend one with good rolls, right? I would keep purple ones if it has speed on it. Blue ones I always sell, because you need the extra rolls to make up for losing out on having a HP rune instead. But resist can be really good if the rest of your runes have very high HP substats or defense substats, and then basically no res on all your other slots, right? Oh, this is a great rune. Alright, keep that. It's because, especially for RTA, in RTA, fights generally go for a fairly long time. You don't usually need to be that tanky, unless that you're facing up against making a YOLO team. It's not that easy, right? A lot of them are like Lucian based, and against those sort of teams, you can still pick. You can like quite easily pick just like tanky bruises to counter it, right? But most fights will generally be prolonged fights, between like crowd control teams or tanky bruiser teams, right? That's the most common. I think I screwed up here. That I could have crafted a bit more. The material's a bit out of whack, but that's okay. I'll just craft whatever I can. No, I don't want that. So yeah, resist is being a lot more popular for RTA because it's strong against all those crowd control teams, and you know, just in general, a resist can set, you know, an opponent back quite a lot, right? So don't underestimate it. You know, a lot of the top RTA players will have, you know, close to max res or, you know, all max res, you know, units. If they're not, I mean, at least like if they're not fast, they're either really fast or they're highly resistant and tanky. Alright, so I'm going to take these runes to you know, +9 probably. This one I'm going to sell. It wasted a roll into attack, so it's basically a blue rune. It didn't even like max roll the speed anyway. It min rolled the first roll, so yeah. But if all the rolls had got into at least like 2 speed, 1 HP, or triple speed, then that would have been a great rune to keep. But as I said, only keep the like purple and legendary ones, of course. Now I'm also debating whether I would reappraise a legendary slot 6. I think for Violent and Will I would, maybe even Swift as well. Actually Swift definitely, because like Swift you can always get like really, you're just aiming for high speed, right? And it doesn't really matter if it's resist. Like resist on like a attack bar booster isn't that bad. Like, or at least for certain attack bar boosters, like things that you would use on PvP, like Guild Wars defense, like Orion, Frigate, and offensively, you know, for Tiana. Tiana loves to have high resist. I think I'm just gonna keep this anyway. This one's got 16 crit. That's okay. It's not the best. They wasted a bit. It was a bit of a waste of the accuracy, but some units, you know, don't mind having decent accuracy, so it's okay. We'll keep it for now. Okay, it didn't max roll. I was only going to bother keeping that if it double max rolled. It's worth trying, but it didn't get there. Alright, this rune is pretty good all around. I'm hoping for a double roll crit and then like 1 into attack. That would be the ideal. Alright, 1 into crit. It's a minimum roll though, so I don't know. If this gets to 15 crit, it's still okay. It just could have been better, but I would still keep it with 15 crit. Actually, to be honest, I don't think I'll be selling this anyway. I'll probably just keep it, because this is a will, like, oh, that's a max roll. Okay, that wakes up for it a bit, even though it's defense, but it's still okay. Could be for like, actually, it could be good for like a Varad, or a Nuka Varad at least. But hopefully, I can get 1 more crit. That would make it a lot easier to use. Alright, it didn't, but it got a decent roll to defense. It's okay. I'll keep that, of course. Alright, this one is only a 5-star, but it's got speed on it. I could like, actually it's a max attack roll and a max res roll. It's not too bad. If I can get some max rolls onto it, it'll be okay. Okay, that's a good start. That's the thing with 5-star runes. You have to have them at max rolls to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, even like a 6% roll, it's only a medium and blue rune, right? Like, or in terms of rolls. And to me, when I see that on like a blue rune, like a 6% roll, I find it kind of ugly. Alright, wasted a roll into attack, So I don't think I'm going to keep this. 5-star runes I would only keep if all the rolls go correctly. So that's already one gone, and now it sort of devaluates it to a purple, because I would probably be gemming that flat attack outright, so it's just wasting the roll anyway. Okay. This one I would probably only keep it if it's 18 speed, or maybe 17. But I think 16 or less I would sell. Because I have enough runes like this, especially on slot 3. Alright, it can be 17, so I'll consider it. I generally like to keep some higher quality runes though. But I want to see how it turns out. I think for most people you would still keep it if you can get it to 16 or higher. Depending on what stage of the game you're at. If you're already at, you know, Guardian level, you'll probably sell this unless it gets 17 plus. Oh god, it did actually get 17. Alright, I'm gonna keep it for now. I'm not gonna bother upgrading it any further on stream. I mean on the video. Because I don't think there's much point. But I'll just keep it there in case someone uses it. I mean 17 speed. I have to check how fast my will slot 3s are. Slot 3 generally speaking is a lot easier to obtain, so I mean I currently already have too many. Alright, this one that was unfortunate. It was like a minimum roll on defense. So it's a little bit of a waste, but well, I mean, worst case scenario I can always reappraise. I'm pretty much just looking for HP and defense on this rune. Preferably like a triple roll HP like from now. Alright, it missed, and it wasn't a very high roll. Like, I actually don't mind a resist roll, but it needs to be a high roll. Actually, to be honest, I think this rune is just gonna get reappraised, so I'm gonna just stop upgrading it for now. Like one thing that I like to do is any legendary rune that I know I'm just gonna reappraise, like because the substats aren't very good. I leave it at +9. That way, when I go through my inventory to clean it out, it's a lot easier to tell that. I mean, obviously you can see that it's a legendary rune naturally, but I haven't fully upgraded yet, right? Whereas if I fully upgrade it and I see that the rolls are really bad, I might think, oh, this is a crappy rune, I'm gonna sell it. But in actuality, it's a natural legend, which I would want to keep because I could reappraise it. Now, if you don't have a lot of will runes, which a lot of people will be in that position too, because they've only just started farming Necro, they happen to get like a slot 3 or slot 5 or slot 1 legend rune, right? And you probably be wondering, should I save this for reappraisement? If you don't have a lot of will runes, then yes, I would reappraise it. Just because it's just like it will help you so much in this because it's so rare, and you don't have that many already. But if you're at my sort of stage of the game and you're free to play, then I probably wouldn't, unless like, I mean, if you have room to keep it already on just like a storage monster, then there's no harm in doing that, right? But I wouldn't use the stones on it unless I had nothing else to use it on, right? Alright, that went into speed, so we can keep going. Whereas like the previous rune, I missed speed, and I think the max I could get was about 19, I think, or yeah, I think it was 19. So yeah, I mean, to me it's not really good enough. Same for here, 19. Like, it's okay, but I think it'll be not really worth the risk because the other stats aren't really that good. Alright, actually this one's gonna be probably reappraised, but I'll just take it to +6 anyway, just to see whether I get maybe double crit roll. Alright, it missed. It was like minimum res. I'll just upgrade it to +6 real quick, but yeah, this one will probably just get reappraised. Alright, definitely going to reappraisement then. Okay, just slot 1. So these are the type of runes that I like. These are the only slot 5s. I'm sorry, not slot 5s. 5-star rune types that I would keep. Only because it's got max, roll on speed, and it can triple roll. But obviously the requirements to for that to turn out well is very high. So if it misses on the first one, the max you can get is 15 speed after that, and I think you can easily do better than that. So I wouldn't even bother trying to upgrade it like any further. This one, okay, it rolled into crit. Actually, it was a minimum roll. I don't really want that anymore. I think if you didn't have a lot of DPS runes, slot 1, I would keep rolling it. But I have enough good slot 1s that I don't really need this anymore. So I would have kept it if it had max rolls, but it didn't. Alright, this one was the one I said I was going to sell. Like for Swift, there's not very many units that would use a HP slot 2, right, on Swift. Some things like Commune could use it, but it's only a blue. So to me, it's not really worthwhile to like try to upgrade it. If it was like at least purple, alright, maybe I would like try to upgrade it. But yeah, as a blue, not really. Most of the time for a Swift user, you're gonna use speed slot 2, right? There's only like a couple of niche units where you might put speed on it, so you might put Swift on the unit, right? Alright, at worst case scenario, this will be like a reappraise, which at the moment it's looking like it will be. So at the moment it can get 22 speed, which would still be it should be an upgrade for someone if it gets that, but it's not looking good to begin with, so. It could have been okay if it went like a couple rolls into crit and speed each, because then that would be like a pretty decently efficient DPS rune that can that gives a lot of crit rate, speed, substats. All right, that was a medium roll, so now the max can be 21. So I think it's worth trying to upgrade it a bit further. I might take it to plus 12 if I get another speed roll. If not, then I probably wouldn't bother because it will just be a reappraise rune. Alright, it did. It was a minimum roll, but I can get 20 speed. So let's just keep going then. If I can't get speed on this, then I'll just have to reappraise it. Actually, now that I think about it, another thing to look out for when you're looking for a reappraisal stone, right? Or like a rune to reappraise. Try to prioritize the ones that have an innate stat, especially when the innate stat is something that you don't really care about for the rune. For example, for Swift, slot 1, right? If it has like say res, crit damage, or crit damage is a little bit less of an extent, but things like res, accuracy, I mean, it's nice to have on the rune, but you don't really want to upgrade, into that stat, right? And flat stat definitely is like a good thing to have in your innate, because you can't roll the innate stat, like it won't pop up, like it doesn't like re-roll the rune including the innate. The innate stays there forever. It only re-rolls the 4 substats. So if that stat is already in the innate stat, it won't roll there. That's why flat stats are really good in the innate stat, because it means there's one less flat that you can get for your rolls, and I think that's it's highly desirable to do that. It makes it a lot easier to get like a rune you want. Okay, unfortunately I got into res and it's still like a very low roll as well, so this one is going to go into it's going to be reappraised. Alright, finally the violence. Now, keep in mind if there is a stat that you want, like let's say this one's got attack percent in the top right, in the innate stat, right? Now, if this was a HP rune, or actually mainly a HP rune slot 6, right? Generally speaking, you do want to have attack, but it's not that like important. If it was speed in that innate stat, like you can't really, like you wouldn't try to reappraise it, right? Because you can't get a speed roll into your rune, so there's no real point trying to reappraise that sort of rune. I believe there was one time, I can't remember if it was when I recorded or if it was on stream, but I did get like a legend slot, I think it was slot 4 or slot 6, and unfortunately the innate was speed, and like it was the one time I got a percentage, you know, main stat, you know, slot 4-6, and I was just super depressed because there's no way I could justify keeping it because I can't even get like a speed roll into it. I could get crit, but like I think, yeah, I think it was a HP rune or something. So actually I don't even know. I'm not sure why I kept upgrading it. Actually, I guess it could be 19. Alright, I'll take it to 19. This one is not too bad for a blue rune. I mean, it's not for a 5-star rune because it's got HP in it. It's a slot 1, so so yeah, like I can't get defense on this rune anyway. The best I could hope for is res, and I can just put res over the crit damage, and it'll be a very good, like a pretty decent support rune if I had 19 speed. So I'll keep going. Okay, oh, it's pretty unfortunate. It did actually max roll HP. I might keep this for now. I don't think I'm gonna bother upgrading to plus 12, but I want to keep it for now because those rolls are actually not bad for a 5-star. Alright, this rune, probably the best rune that I got today, right? From not a lot, apart from maybe like the swift speed legend ones. I just need a dodge, flat stat. Even accuracy is actually not bad, right? Because Sierra does want to have a decent amount of accuracy. So, so yeah. I mean, the average on that is pretty bad though. But I did start off with like a pretty minimum roll. All right, double accuracy. Not the best, but not the worst either. Hopefully, I can get a speed roll. Or 2 speed rolls, or 1 HP, 1 speed is okay, as long as they're max rolls. Now this rune's pretty much degraded to like a purple rune, just because like like 60% accuracy is basically having 8 base plus a max roll, right? So that's and I put 2 rolls into that to get it to 16. So it's basically wasting 1 roll. Which is unfortunate, but I guess worst case scenario, if it does turn out to be too poor, then I can always reappraise. Violent attack is not too bad to reappraise because a decent, like, not everyone's gonna always use speed on slot 2. You can use attack on slot 2 as long as you have good speed subs on your other stats, depending on who's using it, right? And I guess even like if the attack rune rolls multiple speed rolls, then that's that sort of makes up for not having speed slot 2, but you gain a lot of attack power. Okay, so triple roll in accuracy. That's really unfortunate. At least this time though, it was a max, like near max roll. I'm gonna take this to plus 12 because luckily it was that's going pretty quickly, just because it's legend violent. I mean, to be honest, it's still okay for Sierra. As long as I can get enough speed. Alright, I got a max speed roll. I'm actually decently happy with this because it's a pretty good Sierra rune. It could have been faster, but it does have good accuracy on it. That means the marble slots can give up a bit of accuracy for higher speed, which is a good thing. Alright, I'll keep that for now. Okay. Unfortunately, it's got a minimum speed roll to start off with. But it does have HP and defense, both of which are like, you know, just about max, right? Only missing 1 HP. So that's not too bad. Alright, that was a pretty underwhelming roll. I think I will go for one more upgrade to see how it turns out. Okay, I apologize for like I have gone a bit quiet like here and there. Actually, let's see, 17 speed now. I don't want that. I've been going a bit quiet because I had to mute my mic because I still have a. Well, I'm getting a bit of a cold again. It's because it's because of the weather change though. I was sick like a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, the weather's gotten a lot colder since then. It's pretty much winter now. Alright, it went into speed, max roll, that's okay. Good start. Accuracy. Okay, give me 18 speed, which would be okay. I'll take it to +9 and see how it goes. Unfortunately, the HP is innate, but at least it can get defense. It's like I could convert the crit damage to defense. Well, eventually, I need to enchant first. I don't have any, but potentially I could. And 18 speed would be okay. It's like basically the equivalent of a blue rune, right? With a little bit of extra benefit because I got slightly higher than 1 roll in accuracy. So yeah, whenever I look at a rune, I always like, you know, I look at the efficiency of the rune. Like, what is this the equivalent of in terms of max rolls on a 6-star rune? Right. That's how I evaluate whether a rune is good enough. All right, this is not a good rune, so I'm gonna sell that. All right, final rune. These 5-stars are very hard to make it work. But obviously you gotta try. And at least like the first 3 upgrade, I mean the first plus, to add +3, it doesn't cost too much to like check it out. Even up to +6 is quite cheap, and you don't really get that many fails as well. Okay, so this is similar position as before, but for this one I can also like enchant HP onto it, probably over the res. So we can take it a +9. Unfortunately, like the defense and res look like minimum rolls. Okay, that looks pretty bad. Okay, so in terms of like a blue quality, I mean, sorry, a 6-star quality rune, the 8% defense is basically 1 max roll on a 6-star. And I already have one more upgrade to like improve this, so you can see that nothing is gonna get like improved beyond what a blue rune could get on a 6-star rune. So that's how I personally evaluate runes and whether I would keep them. Obviously, you'll be a lot more lenient when you're earlier into the game, but yeah, my viewpoint is more at like an end game stage, right? Alright, so runecrafting didn't take as long this time. I think it's because probably not as many crafts, but yeah, anyway. I hope that is a bit helpful for you guys. As usual, I'll probably do another crafting video next month. I usually do it once or twice a month. And yeah, that gives people, helps to give people an idea of what sort of runes that people would keep at a high level or a high end, end game level. Alright, and just a reminder for anyone who's going to watch the stream, I will do the reappraisals on Friday. The day that the rune appraisal packs come out, that would be the time that I would be streaming. Right, the stream schedule is in my Twitch description. You can find the link in the description below. So just go into the Twitch channel and you can see the schedule there. And also the Discord will be the Discord link will be in the description as well. Alright, so thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video or on stream. Bye bye.